Hello, good evening and happy Sunday from Sandra's Stamp and Craft Studio. Welcome everybody. So tonight, just click you out of the way. And tonight I had just going to rock on from something I was doing yesterday. Had a couple of ladies in with me yesterday that wanted to play with the meant to be scrapbook kit. So we did a little bit, we were messing about with that. We all did different things. I'd say that we didn't really achieve loads, but we had lots of fun doing what we did do. So I thought, as everything was out on the table today, I thought I'm just going to show you something I found from another demonstrator. And here she comes. There's Angela. Angela was here yesterday with me, and Lynn. So we had lots of fun. Now, something I saw from another demonstrator was a cute little thing that's not intended with the punch, but we love a bit of punch art. So I thought I'm going to share that with you today, and we'll make some sort of card with it as well. Okay, so I'm going to get you down onto the table. Oh, there we go. Move you across. And here we go. There we go. Technology is playing up a little bit. There's all sorts of strange things going on at the moment. It's just changing the way, Facebook is changing the way things come up. Switcher was just playing up a little bit. So, hey, first of all, I'm going to share with you the card that I made yesterday while we were playing. Now, this I was really chuffed with. If those of you that are beady-eyed, you might be able to see from the flower on here, these are hearts. So the hearts on the punch, you know we all love our punches, don't we? I don't do so much punch art these days because we don't seem to have so many punches. But we do love to have punches to play with. They're nice and quick and easy. Now, this is the stamp that I used for the wings, and I stamped them onto vellum and then coloured the vellum from the back so that the colour came through. And I've just curled those a little bit. This is the twig from the Delightful Wishes set. I have just shortened this branch here. It came up a little bit further. And then these are just some old circle punches I had, and using the embossing folder from the Celebration, the Starburst one. This one here is a Starburst one that was a free item in Celebration. So I just punched these circles out, thinking these little flowers, and thinking they're just going to work nicely. Can you see that on camera? Can you see the texture on those? So I did a layer underneath, top and bottom, a plain one. And then I put some pads on here, and you might be able to see there's a little bit of dimension in there. And I've put them on pads and then put this one on the centres of each of those flowers. And we all really loved it. We thought they were really cute. Hi, Anne. Hello, Pam. Nice to see you both. So this was a sentiment from, had it here, Simply Said. That's this stamp set. It's one that I've used a little bit because it's a really good price point, and it's kind of like everyday occasions that we're all going to need. So one stamp set, I think it's £16 here, just comes in so handy. So that kind of normally stays on my desk all the time. So that's the sentiment I put in there. And then we just did a little bit of decoration in the front. And of course the papers have these beautiful little bees on them. Okay, so Angela was opposite me and I said, oh, just pass that over. And I fussy cut some little bees for her. So I had to do some for myself. So I fussy cut a little flower out of the paper, and then another little bee, so he's coming down to smell the flower. So that was for my liner on the inside. So that was part of our play day yesterday. But then there's another item I'm going to share with you today. I've got my scrap pieces out. I have got some more punched here, bits punched here already. But I'm just going to move some of these out of the way and just show you the pieces. We don't need many supplies. I have got the in colours from 24 to 26 here. So I do need some of this one. So I'll take a piece of that out. And, oh, okay. I haven't got Berry Burst, I believe it is. Just let me check. Sure, that's Berry Burst. Just a sec. So we want to have just a little bit of that wasn't that colour, the Petunia Pop. It was just this one, and then the bubble bath. And the bubble bath here. So I don't know if I'm going to have enough in this one. They're just tiny little pieces, so I think we'll get that one out of the way. And this one, we should be able to find an image in here. There we go. So we're going to play with this one, and we're going to have a little piece of the bubble bar. Now we've just proved we haven't got any small pieces here, so sadly I'm going to have to cut into that bigger piece. So for our little playing tonight with our, you love the bees. Hi Marilyn, hi Debbie, hi Linda, Yvonne, Sandra. So what I want to do is to punch out just the body of the bee, this one here with a little stinger on there. Now when you use punches, if you punch in like this, you're going to punch out the hearts as well. Now in this instance I'm not bothered because the hearts will always come in handy. I'll keep them in the box with the stamps and they will be good. But if it's some random pieces that you wouldn't have in pink, I would just cut a little strip. I'll cut a little piece here, stick it onto the edge of a post-it note like we're going to do it in a sec. These two hearts I'm just going to pop out of the way for now. We do need the little one, so I'll leave that one there, put that back in my caddy. And we've got the body, so get rid of that. So we might actually be able to, do we think this is going to go on here? Yes, it is. So where possible, like I said, if you're going to punch this, you're going to get something else out at the same time. Now that piece might just get the stinger, but let's just do the body. So I'm going to punch one of these out here, getting it right to the edge, make sure it's all in there. We'll punch one of those as well. And then I'm going to need to find where I buried my post-it notes under here. There we go, take those off. So post-it notes are part of your necessities in your craft studio, craft room. So what I want to do here, I'm just going to get a little eclipse of this piece. So I don't want to have the whole thing. In fact, I'm going to put the stinger on there, that end. So what I'm looking for is having a little bit of an eclipse on here. So to pop this back into a trimmer like the punch like this, I just want a tiny piece like that across the bottom of the body. We will waste the back end of that. So what I did yesterday, I cut through the middle. Okay, instead of wasting it, you know I don't like waste. So if you cut through the middle like so, then put this piece back on here, you're actually going to make two pieces for the price of one. So I'm going to slide that in the body and I'm just going to punch a piece out there. Okay, so that, there is my piece. So this is going to be a little body on here. Okay, so we're just going to have that along the bottom there. Some of these little pieces in the way, there'll get to be some more, I'm sure. So then this one here, I'm going to do it while I'm with you so that I can put this away, and we've got another body for another piece. So we're just going to pop, oh, it needs to be on there to actually grip the post-it note sticky. So it can peel off the back, it's not a problem. We just want to, enough sticky there, and slide him in. The other one worked perfectly, didn't it? So this one just doesn't want to go. Something's racking up on the back there. Try again. Okay, let's move to the other corner. Maybe it's lost its stick. That's better. So we're just going to have that little eclipse again. So we just want part of that and then punch it out. Okay, that's the end of those tonight. So I'm going to put that one aside because that can go in my little tray here beside me and use on another one. So we are nearly there with this. I'll just pop that out of the way in the bin. So we're going to attach this piece on the bottom here. So I do need my trusted tweezers. Okay, and just get the line right that you're happy with along the edge here. You know, to make sure whether it's that one or that one. It's going to follow the same line. It really doesn't matter because you've used the punch to do it. Okay, so just grab some Tombow. I'm going to put this on here. I can't remember the name of the demonstrator we saw this on, but I'd seen it earlier in the week and knew that that was something I wanted to play with. So we're going to do that one. Then this one is just going to be a little tail. Okay, so we just want a little tiny dot of Tombow on the tip here. Just on that point piece. Okay, And then we want that down the bottom-ish here, like so. Just slide that under. Okay, now I do need my other pink heart here, so it's quite good punching all of those three out. Now, these aren't quite symmetrical, so as you score this, you're going to end up with one part bigger than the other. Now, I want to have the big part on the top, so I want to fold this one so it's going to come away from me. So I'm going to score from there to there, and then this one will fold away. But it's the wing piece that needs to be on the top, this big piece, with the round piece coming this end. So I'm going to make sure it goes that way away from me. But what I need to do is grab my trimmer. If you've got a ruler and a bone folder, you could do it on there as well. But I'm just going to place this heart. So I've got the biggest part on the left of my trimmer, and I'm going to have the middle and the point on the running track there for the edge. I'm going to shut it, and then I'm just going to run that bone folder, the scorer, over that. I'm going to poke it away from us, so just fold it in half, like so. It's the inside that we're going to put the adhesive on is going to be smaller, so don't worry about being uneven. Now, okay, my other bone folder is elsewhere on the table, so I'm just going to score that across there. As I say about not being symmetrical, you're not going to see that on air, but this top one is smaller. So I'm going to put my adhesive on there, and this is going to be a wing. So we're going to attach that on there like so. Okay, so some more Tombow. We're making another little bird. Okay, those of you who've been around with me a long while will remember we used to have a bird punch. Very nice little bird punch. But sadly we no longer have one, so this is going to be a nice alternative. Okay, so now that they are on there like that, we just need to do the beak, and we need to do the eye. Now I'm just going to grab a couple of my Stamp and Blends in the bronze and the black. She says they are on the table somewhere. They were buried. Okay, so with my blender pen, I'm just going to turn it on the side because it's easier to get to. I'm going to use the small end, and I'm going to draw myself a little, tiny little beak sort of shape. So I'm going to do a bit like an inverted bracket coming in there and then out again. And I'm just going to colour in that beak. Okay, I've done it so it's a little bit on the, not necessarily even. And I'm going to go over it a couple of times. Make sure it's nice and brown. So that's, I've just used the bronze one, the bronze pen for that one. And then this is the basic black. Now I'm just going to put a little dot on here. I did my other eye a little bit big, so I'm going to make him a little bit smaller, like so, I think. There we go. Maybe a little bit bigger. Because it's an alcohol pen, the ink will run slightly, so I'm just doing dots on there to make it bigger. There we go. And there we have two little birdies. Okay, so you could have one, if you wanted to, you could do one direction and one the other direction. But they're quite little cute little critters there. I need to get that camera in, sorry, a little bit nearer for you. They're quite small. Sorry, I should have done that earlier. But here are two little critters. And then they look lovely because they've got the wings there. The wings flap up. Okay, and then you can put those on your cards wherever you like them. So just a little bit of punch up. They were from another demonstrator, and I cannot remember for the life of me what the name of the person was. But if I find it again, I will share with you. So we're going to cut some of the papers. This is the meant to be kit. This is the scrapbook workshop kit. I want to just run through with you. In here we have a selection of papers and some stickers. The stickers are actually out on the table. You get some cardstock in here. You get some of the papers are bespoke. There's a couple of bespoke ones. They're all the double-sided ones, apart from the bespoke ones, and they're just single. But then we have some papers. We have more papers. Then we have some cardstock in here. These are designed for scrapbookers. So we have the two-tone cardstock. Now, it's good for me to just show you these again. So these are the bubble bath, and you've got the two-tone. You've got the dark and the light. So you've got two different tones there. So they appear like this. You can see the difference on the camera there, look. So they are two-tone. And these are, eventually we're going to have all of the shades in the two-tone. So you've got, again, you've got here, you've got light and dark. Just catch the camera off those. Then we have pool party. And we have those in the light and the dark. The darks are facing each other, so light and dark on there. So you do see the difference in those shades. Then we have some of the new daisy white. I think they're calling it daisy white. And these are 12-inch scrapbook pages. So we have all of those in there and some stickers that are up the other end. And the colours in there are basic black, bubble bath, daffodil delight, old olive, petunia pop and pool party. Now the instructions here are fabulous. They've basically got all the layouts, and they even go through telling you exactly where to cut and which papers you're cutting. Okay, so all the details are in there. Very, very straightforward to try and make your pages up quite speedily. You just follow the details. Okay, so along with that, I actually got the Cute as Can Be papers, the designer series papers. So I thought today I would choose something out of here. Oh, that's a part sheet. So choose something out of these ones, and then we would make some cards, maybe with the little birdies there. Okay, so we've got the honeycomb on the back of that one, the bumblebee there. We've got the jars of jam and honey. The pink papers there are quite sweet, and the flowers. That's petunia pop, and then we've got more bumblebees on those ones. We've got some smaller ones, got some hearts on there. See, they're too lost on there too much. Okay, and then this one, and the bigger bumblebees. See, I think they're all going to be lost on there. I need to find a contrast. It might even be something like this, and the green goes on there. And back of that one again. That's this one. So that's a green. It's either too plain. You never find exactly what you want, do you? Someone choose a paper for me. I'm going to do these in two different batches, actually. I've had something here with an idea on for me. What I was thinking was some two-tone papers. I think I might go with these two, actually, the stripes and the flowers, because these will then lessen that, and I might even put, it's too bright, but I want to tear the edges. Let's see how we go. I'm going to leave those out of the packet, just off the edge there. Now, before I move on, I've just found these ones as well. These are the dies that went with the other stamp set. So whereas I've got the B stamp set, I can't remember what I showed you the other day. These were some pages. I've done these pages up just to showcase the dies. This has been my Valentine, which was the stamp that's in the annual catalogue with the punch. But then the dies actually came with another stamp set. I haven't got the other stamp set, just this one. And these are the stamps, obviously, that we had before. So these dies are the ones cut out on here. Okay, so I've done one of each. Just going to pull it out from underneath. It's a bit distracting, isn't it? You're too close now, aren't you? Look, I can't win. There we go. So you can see all the pieces in that set. There we go. So you've got all of these hexagons, die cut, sorry, a positive and a negative. So you get this one from the centre, and then you get this one as the tram line. So with one cut, you get both those pieces, and the same for all 5 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have little flowers, innies and outies. You've got the double words, which should say our hive. I've stuck them on there the other way around. And then the hearts and some little flowers and different pieces and some more wings. All right. So just want to show you those because I've stored them in the same set because they are part of the, that series, if you like. Okay, so we'll get those out of the way. And then we're going to create a card. We might use that one. We want a little piece off here. I'm going to grab myself some thick white. And I trim it and make a base card. So we've just got to cut this, score this in half and cut it in half. So we are going here for 10.5. Okay, and then this one, come across at 14.8. And there's my spare one to go in the packet with the others. And we'll use this one. So we'll fold that in half. I don't like to crease on here because when the bone folder rubs off, you might get just little marks on your paper or dents. Okay, so I'll score that both ways. And let's see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to cut a little strip to come on here. I want the flowers to be going along this way. Thinking out loud here. I want to have a little tiny border across here. I was thinking about some stripes. Might put some stripes. They might appear like wallpaper actually. I'm going to cut a little strip off here. No particular depth, but maybe look for about a couple of inches. Maybe, yeah, 1 3/4 inches perhaps. I'm eyeballing there. And then we want this piece, we want the stripes to be coming down, and that wants to be, cut another piece off here, a little bit bigger, maybe 2.5. Make sure it's all lined up all the way down, so we keep our lines nice and straight, so we don't get to the end and have a bit of a wedge sitting there somewhere. So I want to go all the way across my card. I'm trying to eyeball where I want this to be. So probably maybe about there. So we look at about 4.5 inches. If you like the sizes and proportions that I'm doing, then you can play this back on afterwards. Just got a little bit of mark on that. So that's going to go that way. And I'm going to have this piece coming across the bottom. So this wants to be the whole width of the card perhaps. So we'll do 14.85. And I was going to tear an edge somewhere. Okie doke. This one can go across there. This one can come underneath. But I was going to tear. Now where was I going to tear it? Let's just see. With my scraps in here, I'm just going to see if I've got some tiny little slithers, but I want it to go the whole length of my card. Oh, that one might do. Even 2 there. Kind of want to have a little divide along there, so I don't have a join. Let's see if I tear the bottom piece on this one, or whether I tear. So I'll tear this one. Now, when we want to tear and we want to get the white fluffy edge in here, we want to tear towards us. So if you want the fluff this side, tear towards you and lift up. Okay, and you can actually pull the fibres. You can see on there, can't you? The fibres actually just split out. Just guide it with your fingernails. Okay, I don't keep that one. I like my scraps, but not that much. Okay, so that one can come along there. And then this one I think can come along the bottom edge. So just again, tearing that towards me, getting that little fluffy edge. I'm going to do a couple of techniques. I'm going to do another piece on here with grab a piece of sponge. Just make some little peaks and troughs in there. That one can go away. And I'll grab my old olive ink in front of me. A little piece of my bath sponge. You've probably heard me say I used to cut my bath sponges. Now if there's a bit sticky on there or there's some ink on there from before, I just cut it off and bin it. Because they're so cheap and cheerful, it's not worth keeping all those bits or washing them out. So I'm just going to use the edge of this and just sponge along this. The fluffy edge, I want to have more of a defined edge. So I'll do a little bit and then show it up to the camera. As I said, I don't do the fluffing over the paper, the cardstock, because it can leave little splatters. Now, can you see the difference on there? If I hold that up to the white, that way, you can see the edge. The bit here hasn't been done and this bit has. So it's leaving you a nice little green edge along there. You're all very quiet tonight. Leave that to one side in case we need that again. So I'm going to have this one coming along the bottom. That won't be a harsh line because I'm going to pop that along. Okay, and then this one is going to be along the edge, kind of there. Okay, so let's get this one down first. So I want to leave a little bit of the top here so I can slot it down underneath. So I want to go down through the middle there. Scissors. And coming along here, I want to leave a little bit of a gap at the bottom. Keep that straight. Now, as I've said several times, if I use the lines on my grid paper here, find a plumb line, and I can check that that is just under that line and it's just under that line. So it is actually straight for me. So this one's going to tuck behind here, but over. So I'm going to stick that one next. We had to cut this paper the opposite directions because I wanted the stripes coming downwards, but at the same time we don't want the flowers lying like that on their side. So just watch the direction when you're using a one-way design. Oh, wrong way. Nearly. And have that about the same gap at the top with these going square up the edges. There we go. Love a good fluffy edge, absolutely. I tend to do that quite a bit, don't I? I'm going to take that excess off, only so that I don't put the glue all the way to the end. I'll trim it off flush in a little while. So my tweezers will come in handy with that. Now you can either pop this along that edge or you can pop it down the middle here. But I'm just going to do one line down here, just through the middle, so it doesn't squeeze out too much. Doesn't need much. Our Tombow is so economical, just nice and sparing. It's getting towards the end of this bottle, I think. There we go, we're good. Dampen the fluffed edge slightly. You can roll it up too. Oh, yeah, so it sticks upwards, so it rolls up, curls up. Like a book corner kind of rolls over. Yeah, I'm with you. Lots of lovely things you can do. So those of you who follow us on our Global Inspiration Stamp team, our next topic is going to be techniques. So we've all nominated our techniques. We had a meeting last night online and we've nominated our techniques. And we're getting ready for that. I think it's 2 weeks' time. It's about, no, 3 weeks. It's about the 21st, so we're just under 3 weeks. Okay, so we're getting ready for that. So be sure to mark your calendars. I'm going to move you in a bit so you can see everything nearer the camera. There we go. So we've got those in there. Now, I did this just off the top of my head, and I wasn't quite sure what I was going to be doing. But I was thinking the birdies, I didn't want them to be on beehive paper, so I thought somehow, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to quickly make up one facing the other way because I've got some spare pieces. So whereas I had the bird beak facing that way, the stinger facing outwards, I'm going to have it facing that way now, and I have the duplicate one that I cut. Can you remember I did two so that we didn't waste it? So I'll stick this one on here. We can quickly rustle up another one. You saw how quickly we did that. We had fun yesterday playing with this. It was so much fun, wasn't it? Sharing ideas. That's a few biscuits too many, but never mind. Didn't we? Yeah, we had a really nice day. It does us all good just to get with like-minded people. And speaking of which, any of you who are local to me, we have our next event coming up, one in April, and it's going to be at the Grain, the coffee shop, the restaurant. Just looking for a piece of kitchen roll here. I'll just wipe it on the edge of that one on the roll. There we go. It's at the Grain at Larling. It's from me. It's not very far. It's just off the A11, and we're going to have the function room at the front, and we will be. Oh, I need a pink one. Pink heart. We'll be there from 10 till 3. And we have a special guest visitor. We might be having another guest visitor, but we have got a visitor, and that is one of my friends coming over from America, Natalie Travis, very good friend of mine, and she will be there. She'll be giving us a little bit of a little introduction and a little talk. She's one of our top achievers in the States. Now I'm just going to stop and pause for a sec and make sure that I get my wing going the right way. I want the curve being the biggest part this way. So I do want this piece, the little piece will be over the back. So it's facing the right way. Okay. Let's go through there and face that one away from me so I know where I am. Okay. It's because it's not symmetrical that you just have to stop and think. I just didn't want a little piece sitting on the top and then having a ridge around it here, making it look like I didn't do a very good job when it's out of our control because it's not symmetrical. So a little bit of Tombow on the back there, or even what I might do on this one, just wipe that Tombow off on the kitchen roll. If you have too much and you need to wipe something off at all, leave the kitchen roll on the roll stood beside you, and that works wonders as well because you can just, it doesn't move, it's there permanent. So I'm just going to pop a couple of these little ones I think on here. I just want this one to be a little bit dimensional this time. Like to try things different ways. So there's 2 of those on there. There we go. Turn that one round. And because we're facing this one the other way, we're going to have this one coming up that direction. So it's just going uphill just a little bit, but it's given us some dimensional, so it's standing proud of the body. Trying to keep up with your comments as well on here, just a sec. So I'll just do a little tiny little, like a little bracket, and then colour that in. There we go. Go over that twice. You know, I've said in the past that we layer up the blends. If you, they are alcohol, so they will not leave streaky lines. But if you want to make another shade, so you can have a light shade and go over it again, you can vary the shade just by layering it up, so to speak. So I'm just going to put a little dot first where I want it. I want my eye there. He looks quite good, but I want him a little tad bigger. Like so. There we go. So now we're going to have a greeting on here somewhere. We're going to have 2 little birdies. We can put those kind of like that, coming down into the garden bit there. And I'm going to need to put a greeting on there. So I'll pop him away because he won't be wasted. Be used somewhere else. And I will put these on dimensionals, but I won't stick them down yet until I decide what sentiment I'm going to have on here. Okay, so just a couple of big ones on the back. Okay, and then this one. Oh, don't peel them off, Sandra. Nearly. There we go. So wherever we want to put them later, but we're going to put a sentiment on here. Now, these are the sentiments in this bundle are mostly on Valentine's, and so I do go to this other set that I showed you just now that simply said for my sentiments. So where am I going to put it? So which shape do I want to be on there? I had happy birthday is out on the table somewhere. hidden. It's hidden. It's not on here. So I won't do the happy birthday. I'm going to maybe do the thank you one. Just a sec. I'm just going to see which one was going to fit into my stylish shape dies. You know these come out so much. If I leave that out, just going to see if the hello there will fit. See, that's going to be too big. Too big, too big. Thank you. Thank you will fit in there nicely, so let's go with that one. It's all in the finished look, isn't it? So now these, before I take these off, can you see those? Those little honeycombs, they worked so nicely yesterday. Angela and I had a lot of fun with those, and we managed to make these actually knit together, so they do the little where the gaps are, you could actually ink it up again. So what I was doing, this is just on its own. Here's the piece. So this is just one image stamped on its own. I've got to share with you because I was excited yesterday. So that's one image, and Angela was fussy cutting some of those out, so just around the outside edge. Okay, and then she said, can we put them together? So I just proved, yes, we can. We did a couple of different pieces. I've done the yellow with the gold embossing powder, and then I did the black with the gold embossing powder. Now, I got a little bit carried away because you can see how one looks, and just by matching them up together, I was coming round this way from the edge, so these ones overlap, but the middle one, I wasn't too worried about having an odd shape because I will stick something over there. So if there was a flower or something, that would cover up that join. But basically, because you can't see with Versamark for the gold powder, you can't see where you've stamped. So I stamped one up like these, and then put the powder on and heat embossed it. So I melted the powder, and then I stamped the next one next to it, and then put the powder and heated it, and kept going. So I just kept having fun with it. So these ones are all ready in there in the box, just to be fussy cut around the outside, and just use randomly on the projects. So I thought you might like to see those today. So I'm just going to peel off that hexagons. Use that diagonally just because. Oh, and what colour would we like to do that? Oh, what have we got that went with that? I think little piece of that baby, not the baby, this one. Oh, the colour has escaped me. Bubble bath. We used to have a baby pink. I'm just going to cut a piece of this out. There's going to be big enough for that sentiment there. Look, I'll just cut that across. There we go. So because we're keeping to the pinks on this one, I'm going to use the Petunia Pop, which is this darker pink, for my sentiment, just to stamp that. Hold my breath. There we go. Beautiful. So really nice font on that set. Like I said, they are good all-rounders. It's very stiff ink pad. So now I'm going to pop that on there. And I'm just going to move these out of the way while I cut this. Bring the little baby up. A little bit of tape. Line that up in the centre. Just top and bottom so it's nice and even. And that one through. There we go. Put that one away. They come out so nicely. They're really good. Take that Scotch tape off and put that on the stand, ready for next time. And these, because there's the little teeth in there, the little dots, they really just grip in there So just press through the middle and press it away, and they will come out there. Move that one out of the way. And then this we can now build up together. Work out where we'd like to have the thank you sentiment. Have it there, or would we like to have it down the corner somewhere? Oh, this always takes the longest, doesn't it? As to where to stick a greeting, where to lay out your card. I kind of like that, dividing that up, but that could go on there, couldn't it? What do we think? We might have to just run that through the edge here with the petunia. Let's give that one a haircut. So move the project out of the way and just go over the stamp set. So just a tiny little bit on there just to make those edges a bit darker. It would just stand out a little bit more. More fluffy edges. Okay, just in that piece. And in there. There we go. Just give it a little bit of definition. Right, so some foam pads on there. So this is all flat at the moment, so these can have dimensional along here. And on the other end. Maybe a little one in the middle. Go on here. So you can see a little bit of the end there. It's in the centre, that's in the centre, we're good there. And then these two can come wherever we'd like. I think he's kind of got to be sitting on the top there. So remove those. It's coming down like so. Remove these. It's going to come just over that, break that line again. There we go. Now, what we could do, if you had some gems that you could colour in with your Stamp and Blends, these ones, they are alcohol based, so you can colour any gems with those. Now, just because I want to show you how to do it, I know I have in here, these are my retired gems. So when they're no longer available, I do keep them separate, so I don't tend to show those if I know that you can't then go and say, Sandra, can you order those for me? But I've got some pearls. Now, we used to have these lovely pearls. Oops, just going to slide out of there. I've got two ways to show you now. I really have. So I'm going to show you this one first. So by using the Stamp and Blends, they're alcohol based, so we could colour these in. These ones are too large, but they might be easier for you to see online. I'm going to see if I can do these ones here. Just on the edge ones, I'm just going to go over the top and gently go around the side. We are not scrubbing with that nib. The nibs will get mushed. They really will get mushed, and you don't want to be buying them too often. So just make sure, touch on the top there and make sure that that's gone over the top there as well. If I do it again on this one, just on the top, gently round the edge, and then over the top again. Okay, because they're alcohol, they do dry straight away, and you can then just lift these off and put them on there where their eyes are. Now, the other thing is I've just gone in there and I've now found these ones. These are some black matte dots that we had as well. So these ones are, when these run out, we haven't got black ones. So this is how we do them. We can colour any gems like so. So because I've done these two, I want to show you how I lift these off. Just wiggle it a little bit and then place it over where the eye was marked up. Okay, it just gives it that little bit of 3D. So it kind of makes them stand out a little bit more. But these particular ones are retired. But any colour, whatever colour you've got, you can go over with the gems, with the blends, sorry. Oh, bless. Off to your Monday craft group. Oh, lovely, Anne. All the way down under New Zealand. Yes, enjoy your class. That would be really nice. So this is just a bit different from having the bee papers, everything bees and hives and everything. So I just wanted to bring you something a little bit different and show you these punch art pieces that we did yesterday. All right. So I hope you enjoy those. We are into March now, and we're celebration is finished, and so there is some last chance items around on the website. So anything that's reduced, anything that says last chance, then get in there and grab a bargain. I will post the link up for you, so you can go and have a look. And Angela, who was here yesterday, there was a scrapbook kit that had gone down from, I believe it was £40 down to £24. It was an autumn themed one. Really, really great value. And so I will make a feature of that, so you can click on that if you'd like to go and see that one. Okay, grab some bargains while you can. Okay, new catalogue, new annual catalogue will arrive. We'll see that next in the next few weeks. I will be in a convention, and I'll just bring the photo up here again now. Come back to me. So I'll be at convention from the 12th to the 16th, and I will come home with my copy of the new catalogue, which will be lovely. So that'll be good. And then I'll get those ordered so you can have those for the start of the 1st of May when they go live. Okay, so while I'm on here, I'm just going to say Wednesday night is one of the once in the month I won't be able to be on live. So I marked it in my diary already to do the live on Thursday. I know last time I missed it. I did fall asleep. I was absolutely, very tired. So I did not forget it, but I just was too tired to do. So I will do the live on Thursday. Yes, and Marilyn, I will see you on Tuesday. You're here. But Wednesday night, don't expect to see me on here, but pop back on the Thursday. Okay, so take care, and I will see you all soon. And don't forget to look out for those new the bargains that are around in the clearance rack.